Hey, welcome back to the Crazy Bob Show. Right, I'm going to attempt tonight's fire. It's just started to go kind of dusky, and I kind of want to do a little bit of a longer video and get this thing started that I built earlier. I've put some pictures up on Instagram of the start of the construction. I've got some twigs down here with a fire lighter in it, box of fire lighters, a load of bigger sticks piled up round there, a little trench dug here with these are my backup fire lighters, a duct tape tube just blowing into the bottom of the fire, and some bigger branches and stuff. I've got a wheelbarrow on top of a little mound of dirt round here, which is like a shield for the heat to reflect back up on. I'll give a quick tour of the whole camp really. I've got my pile of wood over here for the night. I've got some big log here which breaks down really easy. You kind of kick it and it falls apart. There's my tent over here, which is a summer tent. Let the adventure begin. Not camp out in -5 temperatures. Here's my whip. It's a We the People, customised by Crazy Bob. It's my stickers. Crazy Bob, We the People. Which logo? We the People. Brilliant BMX bought for me by my friend Neek and Combo, which are my friends who are helping me letting me use their internet and things to post these videos, hot drinks and stuff in the morning, which is good. A lot of homeless people don't get that, so I'm quite privileged really. Well, I'll just keep showing you the camp at the moment. I've left the snow round the base of my tent and on top of my tent, because snow is a good insulator. Right, so I've started clearing out a little bike track, getting onto the BMXy part of it, which sort of goes round here, round the pile of wood, round the camp, and then you come behind the camp. Should be a little berm here and a little kicker there and stuff. Come along here, get hit in the face with some branches. A little drop just here, so you should go kick up, and then approaching this, and I'm going to build this up into a little jump that will come up from here, so you can jump over, get stabbed in the face by another branch, carry on going, and a little kicker over my fire. I've got a pallet on the floor which I found just over this way. I've nailed my sleeping bag down. I've nailed my quilts and things down in the corners inside, so I could get in and really tuck myself into it. I've also put a t-shirt over the air vent that's on the side. Ropes, I've put ropes and dug leaves and stuff out and cleared the area. Do you know what? I'm going to go for a little walk in the woods to show you something else I'm on about doing, which is the whole point in the Crazy Bob Show. Well, obviously the first point of the Crazy Bob Show is I'm homeless, and there's a lot of homeless people out there at the moment, and this is a big problem in the UK. It's not just people sleeping outside homelessness. I've got to explain that. There's a hell of a lot of people out there that are sofa surfing on your parents' sofa, whatever. You had to go rely on. I've had to do it a few times, go back and rely on my dad and stuff, because there's no accommodation out there for single people on low incomes that's affordable, that you could just pay the rent, a housing benefit, or anything fails, you can afford to go, right, yeah, I've got 65 quid to cover a week, that's done. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a project that can genuinely provide a 20 by 8 foot space accommodation for £65 a week, which is the minimum you get on housing benefits if you're awarded for housing benefits under 25. It's £110 for anyone over the age of 35. I believe it is. It might be going up to 45. I'm not sure. You'll have to check me on that. But it's very limited, and you have to be on quite a good wage or fork out at least 45% of your wages to get somewhere to live. Right, so I've got a plan for this. I do have plans for everyone that's on the streets, to provide them warmer properties and stuff, including overturned tips, skips, small plastic, what I call accommodators, which should accommodate absolutely anybody in no matter what weather. So the problem is there, and this is the main thing that we need to find, that I need. I need some 20-foot containers. I have cheap ways that I can get these containers insulated, powered, plumbed and ready for human living. This isn't my container, this is a container that happens to be near to the woods that I'm camping on, which I've got permission to be at the moment. It's a beautiful woods, and I'm quite happy to be here. It's nice. I've seen a few deers around, some robins, and I'm not sure. There's a lot of look, tracks. There's a lot of geese around, and there's a lot of pheasants around. Right, something else I want to bring up really quickly about homelessness is the amount of ex-military there are on the streets at this time of year and stuff, and you'd find a lot of people, this isn't just military, but there are a lot of ex-military. I would say in my time on the streets, I've 90%, 85-90% of the people I've met are ex-military that can't live sort of right next to somebody, on top of somebody. They're going to make some noise. They're going to find it hard if they find themselves in this situation, which I'm absolutely sure anybody in this situation would instantly take on one of these things, or even if they've got out and they find some financial difficulties, can't find somewhere to stay, these things are bang instantly there. Here you go, mate. We've got a little bit of land. It might not be the best, but this will get you over for 6 months. And something else in the idea of this project is it's completely uncorruptible. My idea is to set up a website so that if you do donate to the show, I can give you a code for the show, and you can go and see what your money's been spent on. So there's no corruption in the Crazy Bob Show. I will make if there's corruption ever in the Crazy Show, the British people can lynch me in the streets. I volunteer, if I'm ever found to be corrupt, to go in one of those old Victoria wooden stock blockade things and be stoned in the streets like they used to, because I would bloody well deserve it, trying to make money out of homeless people. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm genuinely trying to stop the biggest blight on the streets. Somebody turned around to me the other day and said they turn hoses on homeless people who are in doorways because they stink and they're in the way. This will get all those people completely out of the way, I promise you. Well, I'm going to call it that because my fingers are starting to freeze. I tell you what, I'm not going to call it that. This is a YouTube video. There we go, we've got my robin. Where is it? It likes sitting on my bike. This is a YouTube video, so I'll tell you what we're going to do very quickly. I am going to put a lot of work into this project. I do have some events planned, including some events at skate parks and stuff, learning to ride my BMX. I'm going to fall off a lot, so for the very worst you can watch me for the entertainment side of falling off and hurting myself. I'm going to try and ride around Essex, which is the biggest county in the United Kingdom, which is 7.5 thousand miles round the exact border, which I'm going to try and stick to as much as possible, hit skate parks, trial spots along the way. And next year, if this is a success, if this shows a success next year, I will cycle the entire UK coast, which is 75,000 miles, on my single speed GT Chucker. I'll start that early summer. Maybe even I might even start this time next year. That's a promise to you. This time next year, if I can get 20 people off the street and into these containers, I will cycle the UK coast. Right. Fire seems to be... No, I just blew it out, so it's not that good. Right, I've got a bit of cardboard here. Let's try a bit of cardboard, shall we? Sorry about the awful video footage, by the way. I am trying to do this on a cracked screen on a... Oh shit, throw my phone in the fire, that's what I want to do. It's a cracked screen on a Mobi wire, 2 megapixel camera. So I'm doing my best for what I've got. I'm on a budget of £120 a fortnight, which is what DSS pay. So I've got to survive on things like tins of own brand meatballs, stews, things like this. My budget of food is about £2 a day because I've had to spend money on a tent. The people that I bought the tent off reduced it from £20 to £10 as a donation because of my homelessness, which is very nice of them. I'm really hoping this fire goes tonight because I couldn't get it lit last night, and once it was lit I was in the blanket and at the point I didn't really want to move again. This is really naughty, by the way, what I'm doing here, but needs must. This is a bit of duct tape. I've got my robin back, look. Can't really see Mr. Robin. You haven't seen Mr. Robin yet, but he is around. There's actually around 10 of them around the camp that you can see sort of, they dot around the trees at night. You see them every now and again in the flickers. I'm going to try a little bit of... duct tape's lit. You're not going to get him sitting there, am I? No, you get close though, don't you? If I just get a fire lighter and just break it up in my hands. Well, that seems to put some heat in it. I might have been a little bit premature putting a big stick on there, but we'll see. Helicopters out. Full moon tonight, by the look of it. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, we've got a full moon. Very nice. It's starting to get cold already. I don't know if you can see. Breath already flickering out. I'm hoping this wheelbarrow works tonight. That'd be nice. I just got to lock my bike up shortly, so I hope this fire stays lit. Well, I'm going to take it to 15 minutes and we'll call it a day. But I thought I've brought up some of the main points I want to get across today. Not all of them. There's a lot of other things involved in the Crazy Bob Show. genuinely trying to make a big difference in the UK, and I think if we all club together as a people, we can accomplish that. Not all for one